Good morning, guys. It's actually still morning because Duncan has a basketball game here in just a little while, so we're going to be heading out to that. I'm sitting here hanging out with my little man. He just had his breakfast, so he's just kind of chilling out and relaxing. Although we did not get enough sleep last night. He just decided he was in a bad mood last night. I think his belly was bothering him. So he was up, alert and awake until like 2 a.m. Good times. However, very, very good news to start the day off with. The 3D printed case for the Raspberry Pi Model B Plus is done. It was a bit of a tight fit, so the end cap doesn't fit on quite right, but it's close. It's close enough. And really, even without the end cap, it'd be fine. It's the vented model, so it's actually got vents on the top and bottom. Bless you. I haven't tested it out yet, but it looks like all the ports that I need are exposed. However, as I was saying last night, I did go ahead, and I can't pull it over just because I have a really short USB cable on it, but hello. He's sitting here smiling at me. I did go ahead and hook up the Raspberry Pi 2. I put Raspbian on it. That's just the standard version. I actually put the Raspbian Jessie Lite. That's the latest, very, very small, minimal image. So I put it on an 8 gig card. I installed Postgres, I installed TTRSS, I imported all of my feeds. Unfortunately, importing the feeds doesn't get you all of the previous data, so all of the things that I had labeled for XDA video and for my own Twill video for next week are not in there. However, I've been going back and forth comparing with the old and the new server, with my old small desktop server versus the new one, and for whatever reason, the new one is updating faster. It's not that it's a more powerful machine, or I guess technically it could be a more powerful machine. It's got a quad core where the old one was an Intel Atom D525, I think. What? He's so concerned. But yeah, the old one was an Intel Atom, so I guess maybe the Intel Atom was only a single or a dual core, so that could be something to do with it. So I may be able to go from an old, big, desktop box with a whole power supply in it to this little 5 volt, 2 amp Raspberry Pi 2. I think what I'm actually going to do though is I'm going to take the micro SD card out of it and stick it in here because it might actually work. It's one unified image for Raspberry Pi stuff. It might be possible for it to work in this little enclosure instead, which means that I could finish the video and as a part of the video just say, I'm not going to go through the whole setup process of how I got it from here to there. You can download Raspberry Pi images from their website and you can follow the instructions there. I mean, I'm sure that would probably be interesting stuff, but that'd make for a long video. But anyway, I'm very pleased with how the case turned out. For the video, I'll do some close-up imagery of it. I'm really curious to see what this looks like in the dark though. I want to get it all set up, get a bright light shined on it, and then turn the lights out and put this camera pointed at it so that you can really see, oh look, it's a glow-in-the-dark server. Very cool. But anyway, at this point we were just waiting for Christina to get ready. She was up feeding Ellis until just a few minutes ago, and we have to get out the door in the next 15 minutes or so, so it's gonna be a tight one. Time to answer some comments and emails. One-handed, cause baby. And it appears that Christina is done with her shower. Somehow I managed to put my shoes on one-handed, or at least while holding a baby. I'm talented. So we're gonna switch over to Vixie Mini X and take Duncan to his game. We made it, we're here. Happy to be here. Out and about. He's giving you the finger. Nice baby. Whoa. And it's over, and glad about that. Yes. That team was kind of rough. Duncan said they were hitting and they were kind of grabbing and hugging, and
they were.
Duncan's team still managed to win, but apparently this league doesn't keep score anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we are home and we have sandwiches. That's a massive sandwich for a little boy. You gonna be able to eat it? Gonna think about it at least? Good stuff.
Well, I figured out my workaround. I went ahead and just disassembled the Raspberry Pi 2 and stuck it inside of this case because the Raspberry Pi Model B Plus and the Raspberry Pi 2 are the exact same form factor, so actually fits just a little bit better than the Model B Plus fit in there. It went in a whole lot easier, so I'll go ahead and hook this back up. And the funny thing is, when I was filming it just a minute ago, the installation process, I actually had it under the bright lights for just a little while, and as soon as I turned the lights off, you can't really see it right now, but it's kind of glowing. Again, this is stuff that'll all be in the video, but that's super cool. And actually over the course of the day, just comparing this versus my old, big desktop type server, for whatever reason, this is getting the news faster. It's getting it, just sooner. It's getting things that the other one seems to be missing. Like there's videos on my YouTube subscriptions that are not showing up on the old one that are showing up on the new. I don't know what's going on. I'm okay with this because, like I said, I'm getting ready to move to it the whole time. And this back micro SD card slot is accessible. Just have to push it in like that, and there you go. Micro SD card. It's not 100% flush, but it's pretty close. All the ports are accessible. Good to go. And just to keep from being wasteful, I'm going to go ahead and take the Raspberry Pi Model B Plus that I've been sitting on without using for so long, that was sitting in that case as soon as I got it done, and I'm going to stick it in the case that I took off of the Raspberry Pi 2. Long term, I don't know if I'm going to leave the Raspberry Pi 2 in the 3D printed case or not, but I guess we'll just have to see when the time comes. There we go, quick and painless. It is now Raspberry Pi Model B Plus in this case, which I think this was like a Qtech branded case, something like that. There's about 1 billion of these over on Amazon. I might link to it in the description if you're looking for a case for your RPi. This is not a bad one, and I think it was maybe 10 bucks, maybe less than that. Again, I'll put a link down there if I can remember. But 3D printing the cases, it's also, that's one of the primary reasons that I've always been interested in a 3D printer, and I've had one for so long, but I just haven't printed anything. And now I get to turn it into a video. Yes. Well, it's a little while later. We've been kind of just hanging around the house and watching the baby sleep because, you know, that's what he's doing. And playing entirely too much Trivia Crack. Christine and I have been going back and forth. And actually, I think she beat me at least once. And I've also been keeping an eye on the two servers, the old TTRSS server and the new one. The new one is definitely getting data a lot faster. There got to be something going on there. I don't really know. Not really that upset by it. After looking at it, the D525 that's in the old server is a lot slower, a lot older chip. It's only a dual core, but it does have 4 threads. The new one is a quad core Broadcom chip, but the new one only has 1 gig of RAM. The old server has 4 gigs of RAM in it. So it sort of goes to show where the importances actually seem to lie. But I think the biggest one is just going to be that processing performance, because that's really all it's doing. It's pulling it in and it's plopping it into a database. So for just a minute, I went ahead and switched over to the Vixia Mini. I'm watching Dave Dugdale's video about checking your Panasonic GH4 shutter count in under 2 minutes. And I've managed to do it here on my G7. You're not really going to be able to see that, but the shutter count is 68, and a power, I don't know what the other stuff means. You can watch his video for more info on it. A little complicated to get into, but it definitely works. I mean, and it's the exact same process, same button pressing. You have to do some things like holding the AFA lock button and then rolling your finger from thumb over to the grid button. Really interesting though, worked out really well. And it'll be good to know when and if I actually decide to sell this camera, because I don't think my Canon would do that, anything like that. By the way, completely forgot to mention this. Yesterday, late last night, I got a call from my dad. He was saying that they're still sick there, that's why they're not coming to see the baby and Duncan. They're gonna try to get here maybe next week. But he also mentioned, by the way, your mom was in a car wreck. She pulled up to a red light, somebody rear-ended her, that caused her to rear-end the car in front of her. She's okay, don't worry about it. She's taking ibuprofen. She's not injured in any way, but she's gonna be sore. He sent me pictures today. And I went ahead and edited the second one, but this is the front of her car right now. So not as bad as it could have been. And that's the back of the car. Again, not as bad as it could have been. But it was a very nice, newer Camry that is no longer as nice or as new. So that definitely stinks, but it's a relief that she came out of it unscathed, or relatively unscathed. I'm sure, you know, any kind of collision like that, she's gonna come out of it feeling really sore tomorrow, but it's a whole lot better than it could have been. And while I've been walking here and just sort of, you know, throughout the day, I've been having these random thoughts. I've been thinking about, again, continuing to try to grow the main channel, trying to grow this channel as well, because it would be nice if the vlogging channel became more popular, but I'm not hugely concerned with that. I'm just concerned with keeping a nice log of what's going on with my family and entertaining you guys. But for the main channel, as I was saying a couple of days ago, making these tech videos, it's going to be great. Doing news video type things could help the channel grow a little bit. But the other side of that is, a lot of the videos that do really well are phone videos. So I have picked up several phones in the last year. I've got the Nexus 5X, I've got the OnePlus 2, the OnePlus X. I'm gonna go ahead and start making videos on those again. Gonna get the reviews done on all of them. But starting this year, I think one of my goals for this year needs to be to focus a little bit more on some of the flagship devices, because those are the ones that really do have the draw. I think the way to look at it is the lower end phones, if they turn out to be good phones, like the Blue Life 1 XL. There's actually been several of those phones on Amazon that people have purchased as a result of my link, which helps me out, of course, but the video itself is probably not done hugely well. I haven't actually looked. Let's see, it's at almost 7,000 views. That's That's actually awesome, in my opinion. But making a similar video on a flagship device like the Galaxy S6 when it first came out, probably would have done a little bit better. Making a video about the iPhone 6s when it first came out probably would have done a lot better. So that got me thinking about it, as I was saying, and what I'd been thinking was I might pick up an iPhone this year, but silly me, for whatever reason, I thought that Apple did all their stuff in like March or April. I very quick Google searched it. No, it's always in September. So the iPhone 7, when and if it does come, is probably going to be mid-September for release on the end of September, which gives me time to sort of acclimate the channel to the idea of doing more Apple-related content. Not a lot of it, just interspersing it here and there. General tech, not just Android and headphones and batteries. So I've got an iPad Air. I can make videos about some stuff on that. I've actually got one video that's been in the works for a while that I really need to finish up. It's a 3D scanning sensor thing that is just awesome, and I unboxed it and I set it up and I didn't do anything else with it. And I feel really bad about that. I've actually got to send it back at some point. Like I've said before, I've got a really bad habit of doing that. I'll get a product in, I'll open the box up, I'll make video about that initial unboxing, maybe do a quick setup video about it, and then I'll set it off to the side and move on to the next thing because I got so overwhelmed for so long there. But we're gonna fix that. But what I'm getting at is Samsung will be releasing their new Galaxy S7 probably, and probably a Note 6 sometime this year. So when that does happen, I might pick one of those up. It's gonna be expensive, but I think we can handle it. And of course, when the iPhone 7 comes out, I'll probably have to pick one of those up as well. And there'll probably be an iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, although I saw something about how there might be 3 models of it. So if I had to guess, and I'm just thinking ahead and behind here, Apple did an iPhone, what was it, the 5C? They did like a color plastic option. I'm thinking they might do that again. So there might be like a 7C, and a 7 Plus, so that they can target that sort of budget market. I don't know if I'd want to go with the budget one. Budget one would probably do very well on videos. I don't know, I guess we'll just have to see when the time comes, but that's had me sort of fighting with myself all day about, well, you know, since it just released in September, should I pick up an iPhone 6s just to go ahead and start getting experience with it, to be able to make videos about some of the accessories and some of the apps, and be able to actually use Beam, Casey Neistat's app. I've been a member of their service for a while, and I've had it on the iPad, and I've used it, but I haven't been able to actually contribute to it because the iPad can't take the videos. It doesn't have the right proximity sensor to be able to interact with it. So I can watch other people's content, I just haven't been able to actually post anything. Anyway, I'm throwing a bunch of ideas out there, way too much caffeine in my brain. Actually, I just saw Christoph Hansen mention, have you tried tea instead of energy drinks for your caffeine? Energy drinks are not very healthy if you drink them on a daily basis. I completely understand that, and I should not be drinking energy drinks, but I just cannot drink tea. It's unfortunate. I can't do hot tea or cold tea. Kentucky, one of our state drinks practically is sweet tea or unsweet tea, depending on your preference, and I just can't do it. Makes me gag. I've tried so many times. The only any kind of tea that I've ever been able to drink is, what is it? It's like Lipton Diet Green Tea with citrus something, and only out of the plastic bottle, like the 16-ounce plastic bottle. And even then, it's kind of a stretch. So I might look into something like that, but yeah, I definitely realize that the drinks that I'm consuming at this point, both the Diet Mountain Dew and the energy drinks, they're both not good for me. Anyway, lots of random topics there. Point I was kind of getting at there was, though, over the course of this year, if my channel continues to grow, if the news videos do take off and do as well as I hope that they do, we might be able to move in the direction of covering more phones, more flagship devices in particular, and depending on how things go, maybe things like Microsoft Surface Pro, whichever one. Not the Surface Book, that's really, really expensive and it's getting some mixed reviews. As far as tablets go, I just don't find myself using tablets very often, but definitely the higher end flagship type devices. But I do still want to be able to focus on some of the more mid-range budget type devices. I say as I'm holding one of the phones that has one of the best cameras on the planet, even though it's not terribly expensive. Because there are a lot of people that do come to my channel to find those videos about this phone you can find for $150, or this other phone that's $250 or $300. Because as you guys know, I'm big on finding the deals. Anywhere I can find a good deal on something, I'm in. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to walking on the treadmill and thinking and planning and having an absolutely awesome day. Laid back day.
Hey, there's a little awake bugger.
Finally.
Had a good nap this afternoon, sleeping the whole day away.
See, that's what I do.
Good to go. By the way, better now than midnight or 2 a.m. Hi. Oh, that's it. Don't yawn. No sleeping now.
I was awake for Duncan's whole game.
What is this that I smell? It smells like healthier stuff. We've got big fat wieners and broccoli. The health kick starts. And he's not happy about it. He says, that's not a cheeseburger. Sausage and broccoli.
It's not bad.
And somehow he misses out on it.
What?
You're not eating broccoli.
I don't like broccoli.
He does have grapes though, so that's better than nothing.
And healthier.
Yep. It's not healthier than broccoli, but it is healthier than chips. But he'll probably have chips anyway, because it's what he does. We're trying tummy time with him again. He was enjoying it for a minute there. He was about to go to sleep. And now he's trying to figure it out. He's lifting his head up some. He's actually lifting his butt up. We thought he was going to roll over forward. Thought he was going to roll over in a bunch of different ways. He's trying. I mean, he can lift his head up. Doing good. But look at that. He's also lifting his entire back end up. He has lots of back muscles. Yeah. See, Duncan couldn't do this till he was like 3 years old. His head is just so big. Look at this. He's trying. It's a workout. It's a lot of effort. Good job. Says I'm missing all of the awakeness time. He's just hanging out. Yeah. You gonna talk? Ready to give a presentation? Duncan, are you gonna talk?
No, apparently he's gonna comb his hair.
He's gonna make himself look fabulous. You're still wearing your basketball outfit. That's probably super smelly. Because you played hard today, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back to a boy. The duller boy.
I'm outnumbered.
You are outnumbered. We win. That's okay. He didn't seem to mind tummy time that much earlier.
Not too bad.
I got the camera a little bit late. He was having more fun with it when he just laid there, and then he decided to start doing this weird rolly thing.
Lifting his legs up in the air.
Yeah. What do they even call that? It's like, it was almost like doing the worm, but not. The worm. Do you know how to do the worm? It's a dance?
Probably.
Probably? Show me. No, that's the catfish.
No.
I can't do it, so I'm not even gonna try. Well, he's had his bath. He's clean. He was unhappy. He seems to be pretty content right now.
He still likes his hair washed.
Yeah, she can't see you. We're up on the treadmill.
Oh.
Yep. He loved having his hair washed. He's a big fan of that. But other than that, he hates the whole experience.
Yeah.
Oh, see, he's getting unhappy now. I think it's time for some late night snacking dinner times.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. So I took a little bit of time earlier, before all of that. Actually, it's been quite a little while since I filmed anything. But I was ridiculously productive. It's 9 o'clock and I have 10,500 steps. I'm gonna shoot for 12,500 tonight, meaning I'm getting ready to actually start the treadmill up again. But while I was doing all of that, while I was getting all my steps in, I was actually editing videos. I started going back through my back catalog, my B-roll as it were, and I've got things like the structure sensor. It's an iPad 3D scanner sensor thing. You can do 3D modeling scans, so you can take like a little figurine and scan it in 3D. Need to finish that video up because that's actually a product that has to go back. That's like a $300 scanner that I have to send back that I've had for lots of months. There's a Quantum PC stick, a little Intel Atom-based PC stick, HDMI-based thing. Made a beginner video about that, never actually hooked it up to anything. I got the unboxing filmed. Like I was saying earlier, I do this a lot. I unbox products, I don't actually finish it up. The Viewmaster VR headset. Got the unboxing of that, got it all looked at, didn't actually ever do anything with it. And the other one, it was a last pair of Bluetooth earbuds, the last one that I've actually got to talk about, I think. Although there's 2 or 3 other companies that are poking at me constantly saying, you should check out our earbuds, and I don't need any more earbuds. I actually have another pair of headphones coming away right now. Actually, no, it'll be here in like 4 or 5 days or something. Another company, they actually make gaming products, or they rebrand gaming products on Amazon. They had this really neat looking pair of USB over-ear gaming headphones. So they've got like the microphone and everything, and they've got LEDs that light up all around the sides. I thought it was something that just looked kind of amusing, so I told them send me that. So we're gonna give it a look as well. But I'm gonna try to mingle everything together. So many different things to take a look at, as well as just looking at my Twill holding folder. I've got 22 things already, and it's only Saturday.
So I made the video 2 days ago, meaning I've got another 5 days. Now, but CES is wrapping up, so there won't be quite as much, hopefully. But the future is looking bright. The things are looking good. Actually, just looking over the analytics for last month, of course, because it was December, things are going to be a little bit skewed, but numbers were up all around in terms of view counts, in terms of revenue, in terms of everything. So the next couple of months are going to be awesome. Obviously, right after Christmas, all the numbers go down, especially all the revenue, but that's okay. I'm not hurting or anything. I don't have anything actually owed. Any credit card debt that I've got will be paid off in like a week because I just automatically schedule everything. But I think that I've got the majority of the B-roll that I wanted to get edited at this point. Just looking back through stuff. No, I'm not quite done yet. I need to go back through all of my footage from all the quadcopter videos that I'm working on. I've got footage for 3 of the 4 quadcopters that I have here. The 4th one I still have not even opened yet, but I don't really want to open it because of the weather, and I don't want to open it because I haven't finished the other 3 yet. I kind of want to go ahead and finish up at least 1 or 2 of them, and I've got them all pretty close. I just really need to finish the wrap-up of them. That's the problem. Again, all of these videos, 6 or 7 videos I've mentioned now, they're all super close to being done. I just have to put the finishing touches on them. Don't know why I can't do that. I've got motivation. I need to use that motivation for something positive, and that is going to be finishing up as many videos as possible in the next few days. And on top of that, I've got the motivation to finish up a bunch of phone reviews because I want to do the Nexus 5X and the OnePlus X at the very least, and then maybe take a little time and do the OnePlus 2, which I should have done 3 months ago. So many phones to review, so many products to review. Absolutely loving this. 2016 is going to be such a bright and beautiful year. I hope that it works out extremely well for you guys as well. But I'm going to get back to it. Mistakes were made. I went ahead and helped Duncan get through the shower, and then while Christina was putting him to bed and reading to him and everything, I laid down on our bed with Ellis, help keep him calm and everything. He was actually about passed out at that time, and I almost passed out. I was just laying there browsing through stuff on my phone and kind of started to, yeah. Luckily, I have edited all of the vlog up to this point, so that is awesome. The Raspberry Pi 2 is going just absolutely amazingly well, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do the video on that maybe tomorrow. Like I said, all of my motivation just kind of drained out of me from being up there. Luckily, I have gotten an awful lot accomplished, so I do feel pretty good about it. I really want to have videos to go up on the channel, so I might see what I can do to try to finish 1 video tonight. The Raspberry Pi video is nowhere near even started. I've got the footage of the actual 3D printing, and I've got the footage of putting the Raspberry Pi into the 3D printed case, but nothing other than that. So I'd have to sort of come up with a concept and film it and edit it. It's going to be a lot more work than it's worth at the moment. But I'll see if there's anything that I can finish up. If nothing else, hopefully I can finish up the one of the quadcopter videos, because that would be a good one to go ahead and get up there. It's something completely off the wall, something just different from what I've been doing. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this video finished so I can go ahead and get it uploaded. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with us. Thank you for listening to me babble on and on and on. I know some of you enjoy it, and I know some of you think I just talk entirely too much. Both sides are understandable. But thanks so much one way or the other. I definitely appreciate you guys. And we will see you again tomorrow.